Celestial Nor here. I'm back for another guest narration. Please subscribe to show your support for top 5 lists. The Possession. The Possession was a paranormal movie based off the legendary haunted Dybbuk box that, like in real life, attaches itself to people and brings about strange and horrible events in their lives. One of the actors in the film, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, has himself worked on many supernatural movies. It was quoted as saying he had never experienced anything on any of the other paranormal shows or films he has been on before until he started shooting The Possession. Morgan himself is said to be a skeptic, but couldn't help being freaked out by some of the things that happened while they were filming on set. This included lights exploding for no reason, and chilly breezes wafting through closed sets. It only seemed to occur when integral scenes were in the process of being filmed. However, an even more sinister event happened that creeped out the members of the cast. During filming, the facility that kept all of the props for the film mysteriously caught fire. An investigation into the blaze confirmed that it could not be blamed on arson or an electrical fault, and caught up in the blaze was the prop Dybbuk box. The real Dybbuk box, as offered for the cast to use for the rest of the filming. However, due to the strange events, the crew turned the offer down. The Omen. The Omen truly was a creepy film, and at the time of it being made, it did fill people with fear. However, it wasn't just the movie that was scary. In fact, it was the actual filming of the film was said to be filled with strange happenings and tragedy. Before the film even started production, one of the main stars, Gregory Peck, tragically lost his son after he committed suicide. As soon as the production of the film began taking place, one of the crew members was involved in a tragic accident. However, he did survive. The scriptwriter of the film had his plane struck by lightning while he was traveling, and strangely enough, just hours later, the plane in which Gregory Peck and the executive producer were traveling in was also struck by lightning. Due to this string of strange and unfortunate events, the crew decided to hire their plane to schedule flights. However, one of the planned flights was postponed due to the plane being booked at short notice by businessmen. Shortly after the plane took off, the plane experienced problems and eventually crashed down onto a road. This sparked 2 other vehicles to crash. It subsequently left everyone involved dead. Batman: Dark Knight Rises. Over the past decade, there have been many strange and tragic occurrences that are said to be blamed on the Batman curse. The 2012 Colorado shooting was one of the most recent and the worst that took place. The shooter managed to storm the midnight showing of Batman: The Dark Knight Rises and killed 12 people by shooting off with an assault rifle into the crowd. Just 4 years earlier, the death of Heath Ledger after filming The Dark Knight shocked everyone in the movie industry. Ledger was warned by friends not to take the part of the Joker. However, he took the part and soon found experienced the role consuming him. He could only average around 2 hours of sleep per night while playing the part, and many said he was finding it hard to fight depression. What's even more creepy is that while he was filming the part of the Joker, he would keep a diary. Now what's weird is that what was on the last page, he wrote "Bye" with a picture of him as the Joker. What do you guys think? Was his role truly cursed? Or was it Ledger's personal problems? The Conjuring. The Conjuring was a paranormal movie based on the case of the Perron family in the 70s by paranormal researchers Ed and Lorraine Warren. The family even visited the movie sets on a few occasions. However, Perron would never set foot even on the movie. Some very strange activity surrounded the set of the movie. At one point while the family was on the set, they felt a strong blast of wind. The rest of the crew working on the set noticed that one of the trees nearby was swaying. At the time, the mother Carolyn, who had stayed home, experienced something evil in her house, similar to what she had experienced in the 70s. At the same time, she was unexplainably pushed down the stairs. That required her to take up hospital treatment. No more than a few days later, The hotel that actors and some of the crew were staying in mysteriously caught fire and required all of the actors to be evacuated. The Amityville Horror. The original Amityville Horror was produced in 1979 and starred James Brolin. It was also based on a true story. Originally, Brolin was skeptical about doing the movie, but agreed to take a look at the script. While reading the script in the early hours of the morning, Brolin's pants that he had hung up mysteriously fell off the hanger, causing Brolin to be truly spooked, and eventually led him to accept the part. When the remark was due to shooting in 2005, a dead body mysteriously cast up on the beach close to the set. Ryan Reynolds, who starred in the remake, is quoted as saying some of the members of the cast would wake up at 2:45 on consecutive nights while filming. Now what's weird about that is that real murders took place in the Amityville house that are thought to have happened at 3:15 in the morning.